Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. Thanks for hanging out with us this morning. Oh, Lord, all the new things are going on this morning. Just bear with me. Welcome into Mindful Movements. How is everybody today? Happy Wednesday. Today's going to be our check-in. Remember, if you're watching the replay, hashtag replay, and let me know you're following along. Thanks for being here. I'm going to get started everywhere else this morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome into Mindful Movements this morning. Happy Wednesday. How is everybody today? Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out with me. Today's going to be our Wednesday check-in. Bear with me. I'm just trying to share things out. Send it out to a few people. How is everybody today? I'm going to go ahead and turn my screen. I don't know what's going on over here. Oh, yay. Look, so this is another pair. This is not some of the new ones, but these are some of my originals. But isn't that cute? It goes really good with that. It pulls out that yellow in my shorts. Thank you. And then, of course, the blue top underneath. If you're watching over here on Facebook and YouTube, my dog, TikTok, you guys can't see it, but my dog is laying up against the door. So you might just see her laying there. She may roll over in a minute. So she likes to be on her back. As we get started this morning, welcome in. Welcome in. How is everybody today? Thanks for hanging out. Like, love, share, do all the things. Send me out. If this is your first time with me, type in the word new in the comments and let me know that you're new into my live. Say hi. If you're one of my regulars, thank you for hanging out. Thanks for being with us today. Today's just a check-in. Oh, I see you got here, AA. I know you had some questions that you wanted to start asking about hip stuff. Feel free to throw those in the comments. If you got any questions, I'll happily try to help you figure something out. Midweek check-in, everybody. How's everybody doing? It's Wednesday. Wow. I mean, this week is just flying by. August the 5th, we're already 5 days into August. Crazy, insane. So this is a good day for us to just slow down, take a deep breath, connect, talk, ask questions. So if you have any questions about the exercises that we've been talking about or doing, feel free to ask those in the comments. If you have any questions that could help with those exercises, ask those questions. I know that I've been chatting with one of our people, one of my regulars, and we've been talking about cravings and all the things. So if you have questions about that, I'll try to talk to you in here, unless you want to talk in the background. Feel free to ask any questions that you want, as long as it's pertaining to your health and fitness journey. If you're joining me live or if you're watching the replay, I would love to hear how your week is going. How are things feeling? We all have that. So it's not that, girl. If you are female and you are in any of those menopausal phases, woo, boy, they are something else. They are something else. Those cravings are insane. So let's go ahead and get the morning started as like we've been doing. We've been trying to take a nice deep breath, feel your body, see what your body is feeling like today. Not just physically. How are you doing mentally? Whether it be with your exercise, with your eating, with any of those things, how are you feeling? Try not to let yourself feel defeated. Yes, we all get that way, especially if we're dealing with something that we just can't figure out and wrap our mind around. Some days, some weeks, we have lots of energy. Some weeks, we simply just are just getting by. Yeah. And it also it depends on your body too. Your body could be craving something that it needs. That's one thing that when you have those cravings, sometimes you're missing a vitamin, sometimes you're missing minerals, and it could be something that what you're craving, you're just not sure what you're craving is going to give you. Because if you're craving sweets, maybe it's something those fruits might give you during the night. It might be something that helps you. It may be something that's going to cool your body down through the night. Oh, Zinderilla. Wow. Uh, that is crazy. That is crazy. Hi, welcome in. I just happened to notice that you passed through. If you're still in here, say hi. That's crazy. I've never seen anybody with that name before, but if that's your name, let me know. So let me know how your energy is. My body needs to shush on the cravings. I'm not going to say that. Stop putting yourself down. Stop putting yourself down. No, I understand. Now I will tell you that I have found some natural fruit snacks. So if you like fruit snacks, I can send you the two that I have found. They are literally made with fruit. And that's it. There's no extra crazy ingredients in them or anything like that. So if you like that kind of stuff, whether it be like the fruit roll-ups or whether it be the little gummies, I have found a couple of those and they taste really good. So they give you that little sweet kick that you want without all that extra junk that is added into those sweet candies and snacks and stuff. Well, I'm not going to say they're as cheap as like your normal fruit roll up, which is $3 a box, I think, approximately right now. They are a little bit more expensive than that. But if you look at it as something that is going into your body to help you rather than something to splurge on, it might work out. It might make you feel better to look at it that way. Yes, I know. God, eating healthy can be expensive. But there are ways to work around it to help. Yeah, there are ways to work around it. I was going to tell you in our chat earlier, you can literally make guys, if you're watching the replay on Facebook and YouTube, I am on another platform and I'm also chatting to people that are in the comments. And one of the things that we're talking about is snacking in the late evening and night. Women during menopause, any of these menopausal phases that you're in, we get those nightly cravings and we do all those things. And depending on what you eat will affect your sleep. It will affect your night sweats and things like that. Good morning, Rockin'. Welcome in. So remember that too. But there are things that you can do in a healthy manner and do things that will add a little bit of those healthy fats to your body. It'll add some natural fruits to your body and things like that to help you. It could be something that your body is missing too. Never overlook that because cravings too do mean that you might be missing something. I don't know why we've overlooked that, because people look at cravings as a bad thing. But I think cravings sometimes is your body saying, maybe I'm missing this. Maybe this is something that I need. So if you're having a craving for something, I'm going to try to fix this a little bit so I'm kind of cinder everywhere. So if you're craving something, look at it that way too. Don't look at it as a bad thing. Look at it as your body may be telling you it's a vitamin or a mineral or something that you might be needing in your body. So never look at it as a bad thing, Shell. Just find good, healthy ways to smash that craving. So before we get started, we did some of the exercises. I know that we're talking about food, and if you're coming in and you're wanting to ask questions about the exercises, go ahead and ask those questions about the exercises that we've been doing this week. Because we went over the forward lunge with the upright row, we did the curtsy step back with the bicep curl, and we did the plank to single arm row. Lower core. Yeah, there are a lot of lower core exercises that you can do. I love the way you said that, Shell. So we are having a chat over here on the other platform. Like I said, we've been talking about the snack cravings, and so there are a lot of things going on. I did just get a question that said, is there any lower core exercises that could be done that target specifically that lower core? And there are. You're going to work your whole core in a lot of things, but then the more focused is going to be lower core. Does that make sense? So yeah, you can focus on that lower core, but you're still going to get some in there, right? So one of the things that I know that we have talked about is that reverse crunch that you were talking about that you absolutely loved. Those are really good. And there's multiple different ways to do that reverse crunch. Yeah, the dead bug definitely does that. If you have a way to do something from hanging exercises are going to do a little bit more of that lower because you're having to bring those legs up. So you are having to use that lower core. So there's a lot of different things that you could do for that. Another thing that you can do is this is an actual movement. So bear crawls, if you've ever done those, let me know in the comments. If you are curious about those, let me know in the comments. Flutter kicks is another one. These focus on that lower because you're having to keep your legs. That's the biggest thing is if you're having to hold your legs up to do these exercises. So just think of it this way. Your body is here. If you're going from head to center, that's going to do a lot more of your upper. If you're doing, say this is your legs or your toes or whatever, we'll do it this way. So if you're lifting, what are you using? You're using more of that lower core to do that lifting of your legs. So if you're lifting your upper, think upper core. If you're lifting your lower, think lower core. Does that make sense? Yeah. So that's what you want to focus on. If you're wanting to focus on lower core, then think about anything that's using mostly your legs to do it, or you're adding your legs into the mix of it. So there are a lot of ways to do that. I am going to get rid of this if it'll let me because it's right over my head and it's driving me nuts because I keep looking at it. So we're going to turn off the welcome into mindful movements. We're going to turn that off. I'm just going to leave the screen blank today. Well, I'll just leave that up there. That's fine. So lots of different ways. So if you have a hanging bar, if you did hanging leg raises, if that's something that you have tried before, or if you've got if you look, the pull-up bars that go inside a door frame, you can do pull-ups on those, and then you can do hanging stuff on those. So if that's a, but you're really tall, so I don't know if that would work. I mean, it should work for you because you don't necessarily have to do straight leg raises. You could do like knee to chest raises. So things like that. So if you want to do more of um a more from the floor, like a lying type lower body stuff or lower core, or if you want to do standing, there's definitely ways to do multiple of those. Now I will say that the hanging leg raise is going to be a little bit more of an advanced movement. So if it's not something that you've ever done, you may want to adjust it a little bit until you get a little bit better at it. So don't feel defeated if it doesn't happen like right away. Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. Thanks for joining us today. Mm. Did that help? I mean, I could get you a list of them, and I could break them down by beginner, intermediate, and advanced. If you want a few in a list, I could do that for you, and that way you could give them all a try if you wanted to, and see which ones you like the best. I could do that. I could do that. DM those to you. I do have a few people that I consider clients in here because we do talk in the background. They do reach out to me and we do have a communication other than lives. So if you hear me tell them that I'm DMing them, they are pretty much a client. So so if you hear a question that you need an answer to, nope, not a problem. Not a problem. We'll just say that's part of our agreement. So if you have any questions, go ahead and feel free to ask those in the comments. Shale, let's get back to the sweet treats discussion that we were having. I will get you a few of those in the DMs, double A, and try to help you with that. So I did send you in the background, Shale, a list. I don't know if you saw it before we started here. This is driving me insane this morning. I'm sorry. There. I feel like it's fallen. Yeah. He's always wanting you to do burpees. So some sweet treat options that you could do late in the evenings is apples and peanut butter. This gives you a mix of that sweet from the apple, and then it also gives you that peanut butter. So it's kind of like a savory and a sweet. You've got your salty. So if you like mixing those together, that's a great option. So maybe try to give these things a try, Shell, if you can. These are some on a little bit more of the least expensive direction too. Yogurt with berries, you could do that. Cottage cheese, if you like cottage cheese. No, it's definitely not a grab and go. So if you want more of a grab and go, I would say just grab that apple. Have some grapes in your fridge just to grab a handful of grapes and maybe even freeze them. So if you need something that's going to last a little longer, stick those grapes in the freezer and then they freeze and you have to kind of hang on to them for a minute to thaw them out before you actually chew them. Or that's what I do anyway. If you want something tart, you can always do a little citric acid that gives that sour tart flavor. So if that's something that you're looking for, you just drizzle your grapes with a little lemon juice. I'm just throwing out some things here. So you drizzle your grapes with a little lemon juice, and then you sprinkle your citric acid over them. It's just, it's a powder, and I use it. So it's just a powder form. You shake it around with the grapes, and then it coats them. But the thing that you have to remember about that is if you do that, keep them frozen until you want them. So if you don't keep them frozen, they're going to get mushy and they're going to get all sticky and yucky. So that's an option. A protein shake. You can always do a protein shake and do it with like a fruity flavor if you want to. Like, go ahead and pre-mix it. Make it kind of like a slushy or an ice cream or something like that. There are simple ways to make ice cream. That would be, you could put them in your own little cups and then they're grab and go. So if anybody has any suggestions of on-the-go snacks, throw them in the comments. Something on the healthier side. We want something that is a sweet treat that you could grab and go. If you have any, throw them in there and let me know. Make sure too, Shell, that make sure that you're staying hydrated throughout the day. I notice that whenever I'm not as hydrated, my skin looks ashy. I feel thirsty all the time. So if I start losing that, then I start craving more too. So I also asked you in the background, Shell, what your typical eating day looks like. If you feel comfortable telling me that, maybe we could work around that too. Ooh. That does not sound like a sweet treat. Okay, so if you don't like drinking plain water and you don't want to worry with like artificial flavors, artificial sweeteners, there is a lemonade. I literally do this all the time. And hi baby. Yeah, I know, right? So you might not feel bloated the next morning though. So, if it makes it easier for you to drink water, Simply Lemonade is a lemonade brand. It's in the store. You can get it pretty much everywhere. And I buy, yeah, I buy a large containers of it. It's like, I don't know, whatever their size is. Um, and what I do is I mix even the full jug of that with a full jug of water to dilute it so it's lasting longer. So I do that and I sip on that all week long. So I will take about 8 to 10 ounces of my pre-made diluted and then add it to more water. So I'm still getting some of that fruity flavor or sweetness from that. And the reason I'm giving you this is like, if you don't want to go and buy the fruit to make your homemade lemonade or whatever, this is a more natural way to do it. Yeah. And I mean, infusing is good. That's a good way to do it. But a lot of like, you think your fruit gets mushy while it's in there, and sometimes it gets stuck in the infuser, and it's costly. That's right. And so that's the reason that I do this. This is something easy for me whenever, especially during the summer, whenever I'm on the lake, whenever I'm on the water, because I don't want to have to fight with trying to infuse fruit into my water all day long. So I take the Simply Lemonade. I don't really know how much it is, and I'm not advertising for Simply, but maybe I am. I'm not getting anything for this. So I use Simply Lemonade. I use whatever bottle I want to get that day. and I mix it with that same amount of water to create a diluted formula. And so now everything is half, right? Because you're doubling the recipe with water. So then whenever I get up in the morning, literally that's what I did this morning. I put probably 8 ounces of my diluted lemonade in here. And then I filled it the rest of the way up with water. I'm still getting that fruity sweetness from the lemonade, but it's not as much sugar. It's not as much calories. It's not as much this. It's not as much that, but you're still getting that fruit flavor. This is a 40-ounce jug. I did 8 ounces of my Simply, the rest water, and I'm still getting that fruity flavor. I'm still getting that lemonade flavor. And if you want to make it more lemonade-y, if that's a word, if you want it to taste a little more like lemonade, then add a little drop of lemon juice to it. It's a lot less expensive. And then another thing that you could do, Shell, is if you like this, freeze it. Make you a slushie out of it. Make you a little ice cream, little scoopable, right? Make you something that's going to give you that sweetness that's not going to be as hard on your body while you're sleeping. Because if you eat heavy things, your body's working hard to digest that at night. That's probably why you feel the way you do. Yeah. I have used I've used a couple of them with the natural sugars, but I think they still mix something in there to keep them calorie free. So if you're going to do some of the ones with the artificial sweeteners, I've done the Crystal Light ones or the generic Crystal Light ones, whichever one those are. I've done the Great Value ones. I like the raspberry lemonade. That's the one I always go to because I feel like it has less of an aftertaste. And now, whenever I tell you to do those packets, no, I'm not telling you what to do, but remember, that's my disclaimer. I'm not a doctor, so I'm not telling you what to do. But I take one of those little packets, and I probably have one in there, Shell, in my kitchen. So I'll try to send you a picture of it. And I know I'm telling people I'm doing stuff in the background. So if you want to be a client of mine and you want me to help you with any of this, go to my website and check it out and I'll help you out. So it's just a little packet, but now I don't just do that, the packet to the serving size ratio. I do that packet to like 40 ounces of water because I want to get that taste without, I want to extend where it's going, because if you do it in an 8-ounce bottle, or it says 8 to 12 or maybe 16 ounces of water, yeah, it's definitely watered down. A lot of dilution. I don't think I've ever, well, I mean, I used to, but I don't think whenever I make things like that now, I don't think that I ever do it by what it calls for, ever. Because it might be hard for you to do to begin with, right? But as you get used to it, you're going to start noticing that you really do still taste the flavors with it watered down. I hope that helped. Now, there's another thing that I like to do. I like to make pudding. So if you like puddings, that's right. Some flavors better than none. And you need water. You need water. Water is good for your body. Your body is made of mostly water. So if you're thinking hydration, you need to keep your body hydrated all the time. So at least half your body weight needs to continue having water. If not, you're going to have those cravings. If not, you're going to always feel hungry. If not, you're going to be thirsty all the time. You're going to have headaches. You're going to be sluggish. You're going to do all those things. So Remember, you really need to stay hydrated. It's so, so, so important. No. Depends on if they're sugar free. So if you turn around and look at that label, and I'm going to tell you one thing that I try to tell people all the time because this is the way that I try to look at my food, protein, carb type ratio. So if I look at the calorie content and say there's 150 calories in my whatever food I'm doing, I try to get at least 10% of that to be in protein. So if 150 calories are in my food, I want 15 of those to be protein. Good carbs, sweet potatoes, regular potatoes, quinoa, brown rice, things like that. Those are things that I use for good carbs. Now, if you're talking sweet carbs, fruits, those are going to be your better carbs. So if you're looking at carbs for, yeah, I don't really do white rice. I like jasmine rice. I love quinoa. And I use it in place of rice. Quinoa is a very good complex carb. It's really good. And the thing is with that, you know what? Oatmeal shell. Do you like oatmeal? I make and we've had this discussion too. Double A was asking me this one day. Oatmeal, old fashioned oats, cauliflower rice. Yeah. Oh, wait, you don't like that. Okay, so if you like oatmeal, oatmeal's a good carb. I also make a baked oatmeal. So it's oatmeal, but it's like a bread or a cake. It's like a bread or a cake. Hmm. And then I've made my own bread. Because then when you make your own things, and I know that's difficult, it's harder to do than just going to the store and buying it. But there are a lot of places now that make more whole foods. They make them more whole food. Good morning. What's up? I'm good. How are you? We're talking about snacking. Good to see you too. Yeah. Well, and if you need help with that, let me know. And it's always good to have a partner, right? So if you decide to start meal prepping and you want a partner, yell at me and maybe we'll start talking and meal prep together. We'll make it a group thing. Maybe come up with a few quick, easy recipes and then we can meal prep together. Live. Not live here, but live together. I have a lot of simple meals recipes that I'm going to be adding to my website for purchase, and it's full recipes with simple ingredients. Thank you. simple ingredients and things like that. Yeah, they are burpees. Don't forget burpees. We start those next week. So we will be going over the different types of burpees that can be done. Oh, you know what, Shell? Another on the go sweet. Do you like the rice cakes? Now these can be made homemade, but I haven't ventured into that yet, but maybe I will. Those rice cakes. So what if you did the rice cake, put peanut butter on it, and then drizzled it with a little chocolate? Perfect. Yeah, you could do that too. If depending on what you want. So I was thinking if you're looking for your sweet craving at night, you could get those plain ones and then you can do anything. You could do a fruity cream cheese and then add a couple pieces of fruit or drizzle with some honey. You could do your peanut butter and drizzle with a little chocolate. Those are great ways to do it. And they have the minis. So if you wanted the minis, you could do minis or you could just do the one. That's a great way to get some of those carbs and not be too heavy on your belly for at night. You could, but if you were wanting on the go, then you could put it onto one of those big ones. And then that's also going to fill you up and you're getting your whatever you're looking for. And I mean, if the minis make you feel like you're having more, that's great. But if you want just one that you can just pick up and sit down and eat it, then you can do that too. There's a lot of dips that you can make for that too. Thank you. Welcome in anybody that's just joining in. Thanks for joining in with us today. We have a viewer on YouTube. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out with me today. We have had a lot of talk, right? Oh yeah, get crazy creative. Totally easy to do with those. Pretzels are another good one. You just have to watch those and find the ones that have less crappy stuff in them. They have like your bake your own pretzels and stuff now too. But I wouldn't do anything too terribly heavy at night. What about the whey stuff? Rice cakes? What about the rice cakes? Whey protein. Whey is a protein. Yes, I drink whey. I drink again, I'm not advertising for them, but if you want to take me on, go ahead. Optimum Nutrition is a really big one. I love them. They have a gold standard whey that I like. It's called 100% gold or something. For women that are going through menopause, I highly, highly, highly recommend that you find a collagen, something that you can do. I always do non-flavored so it can go into anything. Oatmeal rice cakes? I haven't seen those. Do they make those? Ooh, that sounds good. Oh, I would be all over an oatmeal rice cake. You know, so you could do it similar to a cookie if you wanted to make a homemade rice cake. Not oatmeal. I'm confused. So, whey, yes. Oatmeal rice cakes, those are in question. Quaker does make rice cakes, but I don't think they're oatmeal. They're just rice cakes. But I will tell you that I have used the generic brand depending on where you go. And they're just as good. Half the price. So you could maybe make your own. Maybe you could make your own. Make it like a cookie and it be in oats. Maybe I'll give that a try too. Making my own oat rice cake. If y'all are wondering what I'm doing, I'm typing and making notes. Yes. When I make my homemade breads or my homemade oatmeal bread or baked oatmeal, I do add protein powder to it. Because whey is just a protein powder. That's what it is. Now, if you want to do protein powder, you can do that. Or if you use the liquid protein, you could also do that too. So how much protein would that add? Yes. 0.8 to 1 gram per pound per ideal body weight is what I look at. So if you weigh 150 pounds, but your ideal or what your goal weight is 150 pounds, then you want to make sure that you're getting close to 150 grams of protein. And I know that sounds like a lot, but your body needs it. Thank you. Yeah, it's definitely a lot, but so say your goal body weight is 150 pounds. You'd need up to 150 grams. Sorry. Thank you. Yep. I feel like that is a different. Never mind. Man, we've had a good discussion today. We have had a lot of information to come in. We've talked a little bit about our exercises. Thank y'all. We've talked a little bit about our exercises, our combos from the week. We've talked a little bit about some lower core exercises. We have talked about some healthy eating options. Great discussion today. Great discussion today. I will say that I did realize that during my lives, any questions that comes into the comments on Facebook or YouTube, I know for sure YouTube does not save them. So if you asked a question during my live and I did not get to it, I will not see it afterwards. I'm so sorry. I want to apologize now in advance. So while we're taking a breather, what is one thing that you can say that you were proud of this month? No. Nope. After I close, it goes away, which sucks very much so. That's why I'm making notes. I'm trying to make notes as we go through of questions that people ask so I can make sure to recognize them. I know, I know it sucks. What do you mean? I don't know what that means, Shell. It's okay. It's okay. I think that's one that has been coming in here, the same one that was doing that. They're not bothering me. So we'll just keep on with our conversation. As long as it's not bothering you, yeah, I feel like it's the same person. It's okay. They're welcome to be here as long as it doesn't distract y'all. If it distracts y'all, then we'll make it stop. It's just adding conversation, which I think is what they like here. I don't know. Okay. um well, you could make that yourself. You could individualize if you're talking about the pudding snack packs. I think that's what you're talking about. So I make a homemade protein pudding. And all you do is you get your sugar-free pudding box, the box that you make your own pudding, and use liquid protein shake. Or you can use powdered protein, mix it with water, and then pour it into your pudding, and you just make pudding. It's like your milk. So you use protein shake instead of milk, and then you divide that and you make your packs out of it, and they should have sugar-free butterscotch. And then add you a few little caramel, like chocolate chips in there, or toffee chips in there, or butterscotch chips in there to make it a little bit more butterscotchy. That's a word. That's a word. When I meal prep, yes. I can actually I will do a piece of content on the pudding because I have literally made a video of me doing that. It's very easy. And if I can't find it, then I will make some and show it to you guys. So the one thing that I will say is find you some small bowls if you want it in serving sizes. Go ahead and figure out your serving sizes and get you some small bowls that have seals, and then you can put it into the freezer. I mean, in the refrigerator, and that should last you 5 days. Mixing bowls are small bowls. Well, I mean, you could get your full serving of protein that day for, almost. But that's what I would suggest is if you're going to make it, you should be able to make 4 servings out of, yeah, you should be make 4 to 5 servings out of that one thing. And it takes me, well, depending on the shake that I use, it takes me anywhere from 1 full shake to 1.5 shakes to make the pudding with. So it's definitely something that you could do. And Shell, that would definitely help you with those cravings at night. If you make them, I think they would last you 5 days in the fridge. Yeah. Since you said 5K, I will go ahead and say it, guys. Remember my sponsorships and the registrations for the Embrace Your Personal Journey 5K is officially up and running. So if you want to register or if you would like to sponsor, please go check out my website. It's in all the links in my bios. Go check it out, register, sponsor, whatever you would like to do to make a big impact on this goal that we have. We are donating to MDS awareness this year. That is a very rare cancer. Yeah, toss your pudding. All right, let me write that down so I don't forget that this morning. I want to make I want to go check for that or make a video with the pudding in it. It is 8 o'clock, so we're going to be shutting it down here soon. So if you have any last minute questions, go ahead and feel free to ask. Yes, it was a big one. The good thing that I do is whatever I have that I do Facebook and YouTube with, I can transcript it. So that's why I kind of try to repeat the questions that are coming through. I may have missed a few. You asked a question about, I'm going to try to scroll up. You said something, but it shows live records of you on my end. What does that mean? Perfect. Yeah, because I'm just trying to figure it out. It does not. There's a lot of things that goes on in the background to try to make sure that this is productive and valuable for all of you. I'm trying to find ways to still be cautious about my body as I move into my preparation for my 5K, because it does take a lot out of me. So I'm going to work on these things. As we go through August, hopefully I will have it more on a leveled thing. So I can give you times, I can give you records, I can give you all the things that you need to stay up with me as we move forward into this adjusted live schedule. All right, it is 8 o'clock, guys. Thank you so much. We have 4 minutes actually. Did anybody think? I asked earlier, what was one thing that you were proud of from this month? Can you tell me that before we leave? Because I really want to go ahead and touch that, because tomorrow and Friday will be pre-recorded. Remember that. We will do our circuit again tomorrow, Thursday, and then we will have a little bit of a tip video recording on Friday. Have a great day, Rockin'. Be thinking about that. If you want to, go jump over to Facebook and YouTube and think about that. Oh, yes, the burpee. And you can comment. Make sure that you tag hashtag replay whenever you say it. What is one thing you're proud of from this month? Let me know in the comments. I would love to see your answers. Have a beautiful day. Yes. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So thanks everybody for hanging out with me. You know that I like to close with saying that you are on your own personal journey, but you do not have to do it alone. With that, I say, have a great day, guys. I will see you next time.